I always enjoy it. So, all right, let's get it. 3, 2, 1. Boy, do we have a treat for you here on Inside the Huddle. I know it's been a while since we last posted, but man, we got a treat. Typically, this is a football-related channel. Sometimes we dive into the world of bodybuilding, but I figured since this story went very viral last week, I figured we'd get the woman herself to kind of break it all down for us. We'll get into the video later, but I want to introduce you guys to Anna. Her tweet went viral last week at a jiu-jitsu competition that she was involved with NAGA, and we'll get into a little bit more of that there. But she is also the founder of Analytics.Miami. She's one of the best real estate experts around the South Beach area. But Anna, great to have you along. Thank you for coming on and doing this interview with me.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, that video on Twitter has reached something like 16.7 million views. And my original Instagram post has 2.9, and it was reposted by, that doesn't include the repost from like Henzo Gracie and all these people. It was, wow. I was shocked. I mean, I just posted it and then the internet went to work.
Yeah, you obviously had a lot of responses to that, and I think the response as a whole was very positive. I think it's very good. But a lot of things that people may not know about you is that you're a regular on News Nation, you're a regular on Fox Business. So tell us a little bit about your side, the other side hustle that you have, obviously being in the real estate market as well.
Sure. Yeah, I kind of refer to it as my double life. So I'm actually quite nerdy when I'm not training. So I studied math and physics at Columbia University, and I founded Analytics.Miami as the website, Analytics.Miami, about 10 years ago. And on that website, I publish 20 plus page quarterly trend analysis reports on macroeconomic forces and various segmentations of the South Florida real estate markets. And those reports have become an industry standard. So yeah, exactly. I'm in all the news quite regularly. I do keynote speeches at all these realtor events. I consult with developers, helping them figure out what to build. I broker deals, so all sorts of stuff like that. And then, yeah, that's my other life. So I have these fighters that I train with, and they call me Wonder Woman. It's funny because sometimes we train, and then I change, and I'm in heels and a dress, and out I go.
What got you into the real estate market?
So I grew up in New York City. Actually, I was born in Belgrade. It was Yugoslavia when I was born, and my family moved to New York City when I was 3, so I grew up there. And then I lived in Switzerland for 4 years, mostly, before coming here about 13 years ago. And I live in Miami Beach, but the Miami area. And I remember at the time I was looking across the bay, across Biscayne Bay at Miami from Miami Beach. And the city felt so new to me, coming from New York, which is so built, obviously, and then Zurich, which is so old. The city felt both new and very unbuilt. And I felt that it had this huge upside, this huge runway. And this was before COVID supercharged the growth. And it was just kind of my initial thought process. And that led me to meeting people in the real estate space, because real estate really is the story, a huge story of how the city is going to be built. I mean, the skyline has changed tremendously in just the 13 or so years that I've been here. So you feel the growth. It's like something in the air. And so I started to learn about the space, the people involved, and it kind of progressed from there.
Does it help that being from New York City kind of gives you that experience as well, coming into a big place like Miami?
So I never did real estate before coming here. But I mean, I suppose the living lots of places in general gives you perspective, because you kind of see how things can evolve, because you see sort of similar patterns across places. And then New York City, I love New York City. I loved New York City. I stayed there for college. I lived there until I was 27 years old. And there's a time in my life where I thought I wouldn't live anywhere else. Now it would be very difficult to get me to go back. But one of the best parts of New York City is that you have so many people who are the best in the world at what they do. And so it raises your bar of expectation, I think, on what you can do. And that's the mentality that I think transfers over.
That's awesome. I mean, that's a really cool thing that, just having that mentality kind of shift over. And so let's get into your double life, and let's get into the video, obviously. So obviously went viral. And when I first saw this, I was floored. But
yeah,
I mean, I've kind of had my issues with NAGA tournaments before. And I'm not saying that this incident solely was on NAGA, but when I saw the bite marks, I was floored. I was like, I've trained jiu-jitsu for almost 10 years. I've never seen this at all. So talk to me about, what happened going into that match, and what all transpired throughout that. Was it a 5-minute round, 6-minute? How long were you going?
It's super. Okay, so first of all, no one's saying anything like it, which is why it had so many millions of views. my coach was there. He's trained over 35 years. He's never said anything like it. It's like, that's why people are like, what? That's why it went so viral. So I've never done a NAGA before. And by the way, the ref is a really good guy. So I put that in my initial post, that the ref's a professional. So he and I we're in contact afterwards. He handled it right away. The ref's a good guy. He did nothing wrong. As far as NAGA, people make these NAGA jokes. Honestly, I don't know. I've never done a NAGA before. And I don't want to say it's NAGA, just a crazy woman. A crazy woman
Right.
can appear anywhere. The ref was a good guy, but why I've never done a NAGA is because there are never any women that register in South Florida. So I need competition experience. All the smaller stuff, like the new breeds, the NAGAs, at least in South Florida, they quite literally never have any women registering. I'll do my weight class or higher. She was 2 weight classes above me. Like, who cares? My weight class or higher, but there are literally never any women. And so my coach, he had some like kids were competing in the NAGA, because for boys they have more, for kids they have more people enrolling. And then he said, "Oh, look, there's a woman that signed up. Like, yay, you'll have somebody, And she's like, "Oh, she's bigger than you, but who cares? Like, go sign up."
Right.
And I said, "Okay, cool. There's a woman." It was just like a body. It's local. It just takes up part of my Saturday. I did it instead of open mat. You know what I mean? It was like a nothing event. It was just to keep moving. And I knew that she would be easy for me. I train at a very high level with professionals. So for me, it's just a body. It's just to keep it moving. So it was like a total non-event. I didn't even tell my friends I was going, right? And so oddly enough, it was a 4-minute round. So, which is so odd. And they were going to do like a best of 2 of 3, because we're the only 2 women registered. Like, she was literally the only woman registered who was my weight or higher. And like below my weight, there was like one girl at 115. Like, women just, I don't know, they don't register. And so I said, okay. And so I get there, sitting there, and I see this woman like walking around, and she had this like very weird energy. Like, you pick up people's energies. Usually, actually, I become very good friends with the girls I compete with. Like, I had 2 super fights recently. One of the girls, she and I become quite friendly. We chat. Like, I tend to befriend. There are not many women in the sport. Hey, like, stay within the rule set. We're all trying to win. We become friends afterwards. Like, it's cool. This lady had like very weird energy, and she's walking around like looking weird. And she walks up, "You, are you the person?" I'm like, "Yes." And she's like trying to like stare me down or something. I'm like, "Lady, I don't think you understand. This is easy for me." I'm just looking at her like, I came here instead of open mat. Like, with all due respect, this is going to be very easy. I'm just like, but you could stare at me all you want. It's not going to change anything. Right. And so anyway, so that's what happened, right? And she was wearing like a baggy t-shirt, like not even a rash guard. Like, the whole thing was so weird. And she's a brown belt. She's trained a long time. The whole thing was so weird. And I remember looking, why is this woman wearing a baggy t-shirt? But there's no like dress code, I don't think. So I'm like, all right, like, she's wearing a bag. Like, it was so bizarre. And I'm saying that because she made like one new account where she posted it, and she said like it wasn't one-sided. I'm like, lady, it's on Flow Grappling. Like, anybody can watch it. And then she's like, "Oh, and the takedown was illegal because my shirt came up. Your shirt came up because it was a baggy t-shirt." What? She's crazy. So anyway, so I go to take them, boom. I have her back there, as you can see in the video. And I remember like, I was like, I switched arms because I remember I kept switching, which is why it's like from here to here. And I'm like, it feels really weird. Now, it didn't hurt until 5 minutes later because of adrenaline, I suppose, because it started to ache like 5 minutes later. And I still have like 2 little scabs. It broke skin in like 3 or 4 spots. Mm-hmm. And I remember just like moving my arm and going, this feels really weird. Like, something feels weird. And I kept moving my arm, but it's only a 4-minute round. And so that's where the round ended. And the round ended. And then I stood up, and my coach comes out. I just stand up, and I didn't even see my arm at first. And my coach comes, and the ref comes, and my coach and the ref are both like, "Holy shit, what's on your arm?" And I was like, "Whoa." And then the ref's like, "Wow." And he calls over, like the mat ref called over the main ref, like the venue, like the head ref.
Right.
Ref. And so then he comes over, and he doesn't know why we're calling him. He just runs over. And before we could even say anything to him, he sees my arm, and he goes, "Excuse my language. Like, what the F is that? Like, what?" And we're both like, "Yeah." And then she's just like literally acting like we're making a big deal out of nothing, like nothing happened. She's like, "What?" Like, even just think by accident, like, let's pretend they're going to be like, "Oh my God, like, I'm sorry." Do you know what I mean? Like, something, like, it's weird, right? There's no reaction. She's like, "Oh, are we going again?" I'm like, no, are we going again? Like, are you nuts? I'm thinking this crazy bitch is going to eye gouge me next time or something. Right. We're going again. And I have open wounds, like it broke skin. You know what I mean? And the human mouth is disgusting. Like, it's dangerous.
That was insane. And I kept seeing the comments on Instagram whenever you posted there, and they were saying, oh, she was trying to force it in the mouth. And I'm looking in, she's sunk in under her chin. How is she going to be able to physically be able to put her teeth in there? That's impossible.
Gracie reshared it, okay?
When the Gracies get involved, that's when you know that person was in the wrong.
Yeah, he shared it. One of the main guys from One Championship, he shared it, and he made a video saying, like, you guys don't train. Like, this is, like, what happened. That's why everyone is so shocked. Yeah, 1,000%. No. I mean, listen, also, like, people who don't train, they say stupid things like, oh, it's because your arm was in the wrong place. No, you can cross-face people. It's completely legal, and it happens all the time. And if like, how you cross-face, if it's so easy to get bit, it would happen all the time. That's the thing. And it never happens. And especially men cross-face the shit out of each other all the time. There's a famous video, right, of Gordon Ryan when he's cross-facing Galvao. It's a famous video, and he's in his face like this, like nasty. And he never got bit.
See, part of me believes that if she's doing this like in competition, I wonder what's going on in her home gym. And
no, I can tell you. So a lady came up to me. So there was a bit of a commotion on the mat. Like the main ref came over, they DQ'd her, whatever. And then as I'm leaving like the area, this nice young lady, she's like 27 years old, I asked her, she comes up to me and she goes, hey, can I talk to you? And I said, sure. And she said, thank you so much for kicking her ass and for getting her disqualified. I go, what? She had started as a white belt. I don't know what belt she is now, but she started as a white belt where this woman trains. And the poor girl, she had some like life crisis. She found jiu-jitsu to help her with life, like many of us do, right? And she's in the gym training. And this lady, she said, would try to hurt her and terrorize her at the gym. And she goes, she almost had a nervous breakdown, almost quit jiu-jitsu, thankfully switched gyms, trains with better people, whatever. But she was like, thank you so much. And she and I are in touch. She's thanked me profusely for posting all these things. She's showing me screenshots of people sending her messages saying, great, this happened to her, like that I posted, that I got like, and other women have reached out telling me she was a mat bully. Somebody else posted that he got her banned from America Top Team. I don't even know. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, all that too is on the coach as well, because if this was happening, if she was doing this as soon as if I don't know her story, and I don't think neither one of us does, but if she got to a certain belt and she was continuing to do this in the beginning as a white belt, you're thinking, okay, well, I mean, this is kind of just undisciplined. Maybe she'll get it eventually. Now that when you progress further in your jiu-jitsu career, you get a couple stripes. Once you get to blue belt, if you're continuing to do this, there's a point in time where the coach has to look at her and says, pack your shit and go home. Like, there's no way that this should be allowed at all. And I'm hoping that this coach actually has the balls or whatever it is to actually kick her out. But from what we've seen from prior experience and knowing that all likely from your personal story and from this other person's personal story, obviously this is not the case. So I'm glad that woman switched gyms, and I'm glad that it wasn't as bad. Do you still have the bite marks?
We could go. I have a tiny mark on my arm where I broke skin in 2 places, but I don't think you'll see it in the camera. Yeah. Okay. No, thankfully didn't get infected. I cleaned it right away. My coach was like, go clean it. Right. And then all those people were messaging me how dirty human bite marks are. And I was like, oh man. So I was cleaning it. But no, I hate bullies. Like I loathe bullies, especially women being bullies to other women. It's already a male dominated sport. Why are you doing this? Right. You should be extra nice and helpful to women who are starting out jiu-jitsu and coming into the gym. Like I can't even conceive of bullying some woman who just started jiu-jitsu at the gym. That's insane.
Yeah. I find it very funny to see that, because it's like, you know, in our gym, whenever I used to train, we never had incidents like this. I don't think any other gym has had incidents like this. We have men that roll with women. We have, you know, same sex that roll with each other. We never have issues with that, because at the end of the day, we're all here for one purpose, to get better with each other. Yes. And look, this isn't a very lucrative sport. We do this for fun. Yes. You know, and I mean, the fact that some people think it's like training for the Olympics is ridiculous. So are you planning on pursuing any legal action towards her or towards the NAGA or anything?
No, I mean, I don't think NAGA did anything wrong. Again, the ref is a professional. We didn't see anything until I got up. And no, the ref's a cool dude. I have no issue with NAGA. No, I'm so busy, honestly. I'm so busy that I barely have I train a lot and I work a lot every day, and I don't have the extra bandwidth to even do anything with this woman. I don't have the time.
Right.
I don't have the time, and I have other things to focus on. And I'm a big believer in moving forward, and that's it. It's, things, people, thoughts, habits, they're part of your path forward or they're not. And if you fill your mind with stuff that isn't, it pulls you back. So thank God I didn't get an infection. It's fine. And it seems like this woman had some jiu-jitsu karma coming to her.
So she's banned from everything?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, I have no idea. If I was NAGA, I would ban her for sure.
If I was anything, whether it be, because I don't know what branch she's associated with, whether it be like AGF tournaments or IBJJF tournaments, I would be revoking her from competing ever again, because that's ridiculous.
I agree. And that post with a complete lack of remorse, like she even when she made that new account saying that the takedown was illegal because her baggy t-shirt went up a little bit, she also said that that I just got her disqualified because I wanted to avoid a second match.
Oh my gosh.
Seriously.
I looked at the takedown. She lost her footing, and you were able to get into somewhat of a side control as well. So
correct. And her shirt came up a little bit because, again, she's wearing a baggy t-shirt, not a rash guard.
I don't understand why people think that, because you're wearing a baggy shirt. By the way, I don't think that you can wear a baggy t-shirt in some, because I don't know if I think IBJJF
IBJJF has very strict dress code. You absolutely cannot. They have everything down to the percentage of color that has to be on your shirt, how long your shorts can be. Like I have only certain shorts that can wear IBJJF because they'll measure how far it is from your knee or whatever they do. So IBJJF is very strict. There's no way. ADCC, you could do sports bra. I do sports bra a lot where they allow it because I like to be slippery. But I don't know, the baggy clothes, that's weird because the whole point of no-gi grappling is to not have clothes get in the way. So how can you wear baggy clothes at a grappling tournament?
Right. I was very confused because again, this is from several years ago, and I was probably 12 or 13 whenever I did this NAGA tournament. I hardly saw anyone wear a baggy t-shirt. And
no, it's not a thing.
Yeah, because I don't think you already mentioned IBJJF doesn't allow it. I think AGF doesn't allow it either. So, like you mentioned, ADCC does that. It looks like she's trying to pull guard initially, and you're able to.
It was just a snap down. She lost her footing because her neck was coming down, and then she had to sit.
Right.
But I was not pulling on her shirt, obviously.
Right. That's her fault that her shirt came up.
Why is she wearing a baggy t-shirt grappling?
Right. If you don't want your shirt to fly out, go wear a rash guard. Like
everybody else.
That's just ridiculous. So
the whole thing was ridiculous. And then it is what it is. But listen, thankfully no infection, and she got the karma that I guess was needed. And again, I cannot conceive of a woman bullying a woman who's a beginner at the gym. That's so awful.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Completely. Wow, ladies, we should be extra encouraging of women stepping onto a mat when there are already so few women. And if you have some seniority and you have been there for a while, then I think it's your responsibility to be extra nice to the new women who come.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. So you did ADCCs the week after.
Actually, that was my intent. I did not. Okay. I was registered. So this is part of why I was late coming here today. So I had 2 super fights that I won before that. Then I did a little NAGA. The NAGA was intended as just to keep it moving before ADCC trials.
Right.
And then, the East Coast trials don't actually count for women anyway. They counted for the men, not for the women. But it was in Orlando. I was close by. I was planning to go. I'm launching something new in business, right around Thanksgiving time. I had 2 huge speaking events recently, and I was on very, very little sleep. And I'm very in denial about when I'm tired. I'm all mind over matter. I can do it. The last super fight I did, I was completely sleep deprived. I won, and I was like, oh, it's just one woman. It's okay. I'm fine. That this is true. But a tournament is not just one woman, and I was even more sleep deprived because it kept going. And it was Thursday. It was even at the Thursday, Friday, and I was like, oh my God, who am I kidding? I'm like a zombie. I had another speaking event. I kept forgetting where I put my keys. Do you know what I mean? I was totally sleep deprived and out of it. And I was like, this is not wise. I don't think I can go. I felt really bad about it, but it was the right decision. Once I admitted to myself that I was tired, I slept the whole weekend. So I was really tired, but it's okay. There's no-gi Worlds coming, and then there's West Coast trials, lots of stuff coming. So, and I'm finishing up this thing I was working on the next week or two. I'll be back to a more normal schedule.
Who all that was notable? I know you mentioned a little bit of the Gracies that kind of reached out to you or reposted.
Oh, no, I'm going to mispronounce his name. De Blas. He's one of the heads of One Championship.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
he
remember
made
his
great
name
videos.
though.
So he reposted it. Tom DeBless.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So he reposted it and he made a video of himself talking, like refuting the people who are saying that it was my fault, whatever it was. So I don't know the guy. Like, I don't know him at all. Like, he did that and he made a cool video talking. That was really cool. Gracie. And then also a huge, on Instagram, they have a huge following. It's called Knockout is the account. They do a lot of combat sports stuff. They have a few million followers. They reposted it too. But
Okay.
Tom made like a whole like video of himself talking to it. It was nice.
I wonder if Joe Rogan probably saw that, because I mean, if for a
I think
video that goes,
everyone who's ever looked at anything grappling wise, it's like, well, between my two original posts, forget the reposts, like my original post, it's over 20 million views.
right?
So anyone whose algo has ever looked at grappling has seen it. Like,
I think Instagram has close to 10 million as well, because I think there's like 5 different videos of it as well, and all of them are close
yeah,
to the million
all
range.
these guys made their own. They reposted them. That's right.
Right.
Not just in the story. Like, they made a whole new post. Yeah, and they have huge followings. Yep. Like, my Instagram one has 2.9, but all those big accounts reposted it. And then my Twitter has 16.7, I think.
Right. That's impressive, though, just to see the amount of response that came from that, because that was ridiculous, bottom line. But we are glad that nothing bad came out of it. Glad that you don't have to go through the hassle of going the legal route. We know, obviously, that you're busy. For something like this, I mean, hopefully that she learns her lesson. God bless her at the end of the day.
Yep.
But that was wild, just seeing that.
And it was like the total non-event. It was literally like, oh, look, there's a woman. Let's go instead of open mat. Like, get a body, keep it moving. It was just a non-event. It ended up being this crazy thing.
Yeah, I always hated doing open mat because I was sick. My last one, I'm 21 right now. I was 16 or 17 whenever I did my last open mat. I was paired up with guys that were 10, 20 years older than me and about 30 pounds bigger than me. I was like, oh, and I had to do 6 matches. And I just got my blue belt around that time. And I was like, God, tall. I mean, it's an eye opener for me, but I've never cared for doing open mat. But I mean, would you go back and go do open mat if you were to look back at this again? And
Naga or open mat?
Yes, a Naga.
Oh, listen, anything local with a woman, I'm there. Competition experience is great. So there just never any women. That's why I was excited. There's like, oh, look, there's a body. That was all it was. I don't blame Naga at all. I think she's just a crazy person. The ref was a good guy. The main ref that came over, he was a good guy. Everyone handled it quickly. I have no issue with them. I think you can encounter crazy people anywhere. They should not have let her wear the baggy t-shirt, so maybe they enforced that. That's a little odd. But besides that, yeah, of course.
Do you think that did the ref even see the bites
until right at the end of that? And there was a weird 4-minute round. So it was right at the end of that. Because I had her there in the back. It was right at the end. It was like the last 30 seconds, 20 seconds. That's what it was. And then I was like, this is really weird. Like, what's happening? I kept moving my arm. And then beep, and then I stood up, and then we're all like, oh my God. I mean, it's crazy. This never happens.
Yeah, that's
don't train, like, don't get it. They're like, oh, it's because you were across her face. I'm like, cross faces happen all the time. It's a totally normal thing, especially like in sport and competitive jiu-jitsu. And no one ever gets bit.
Yeah, cross facing is completely legal too. So
it's completely legal. It's not even like a weird thing. It's a very common thing. It happens all the time. And yet, what happened to me never happens.
No.
If it was so easy to happen by accident, it would happen. You know what I mean? That's what people don't get. Like, it's not something where it's like, oops, I cross-faced you wrong, so I got bit. Like, it doesn't happen. Like,
right. That's just
like. Oh, and she's not wearing a mouth guard either. Why is she not wearing a mouth guard?
I mean, to be fair, I've never worn a mouth guard whenever I compete. But I mean, I guess for me, mouth guards were always optional whenever we train in the tournaments that I did.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like for y'all's gym, but our gym, we never wore mouth guards. Very rarely did you see some people that did wear mouth guards. Really, the old people did it. No offense to the old people that I train with, but that was just us. A lot of them wore headgear. Some of them wore mouth guards. So.
No, I mean, I started jiu-jitsu I do a lot of my training with MMA guys, and they all religiously wear mouth guards all the time. And so the first team I trained with was professional MMA guys. and they all always wear mouth guards. So you're right, though, but you're right. A lot of pure jiu-jitsu people don't. You're absolutely right. But I always, like, it's been like, I guess since day one, it was always, where's your mouthpiece? Where's your mouthpiece? Where's your mouthpiece? Because all of the May guys wear them all the time.
Yeah, that would make sense if you're training in that sort of environment, because they pretty much require you. Because the only time I really had that was whenever I did Taekwondo, and we always had to wear mouth guards whenever we were sparring and stuff. But that, other than that, when we did jiu-jitsu, it was always optional. So, but that's awesome, man. I'm glad that you came on here and shared your story. I'm glad that everything is all good on your side. We're excited to see where you're going up next with jiu-jitsu. Obviously, Analytics.Miami is going to grow at a very fast rate. Just, what do you have planned for the future, jiu-jitsu wise and even business wise? What do we are looking to expect?
Jiu-jitsu wise, there's Worlds coming up in December, so I'm excited for that. In the meantime, anything I can get, local super fights or otherwise, I'm down. I pretty much say yes to everything. And then there's West Coast trials coming at some point, so that's going to be on the horizon after Worlds. So excited for all of that. And thankfully, training's been great. Like, I have great, amazing coaches and training partners, and nothing hurts. That was just my business-related sleep deprivation. But otherwise, I feel great. I've been training great. And then I'm launching something new in about 2-3 weeks called MiamiDealSheet.com. And that's going to be powered by Analytics.Miami. And it's going to be, so South Florida has the biggest and most active pre-construction pipeline of new developments in America. Like, we have City of Miami has 33 tower cranes. To put it in perspective, tower cranes are big cranes that build high rises. New York City has 6. Chicago has 6. It's a huge, huge difference. So this city is very much being built. So this new entity that I'm launching is going to be, we're calling it South Florida or Miami's first we're working on the wording, like institutional level advisory for residential real estate, with a focus on the pre-construction pipeline. Because for pre-construction, the consumer can't really do their homework, because you can if you're buying anything else. There's Zillow, there's all these Realtor.com, things that syndicate, right? And you can search listings and do your homework. For pre-construction, you cannot. It's all inventory from the developers. It's kind of siloed. You have to talk to individuals, go to the sales centers, So if you want to spend X dollars and you have some idea, whatever it is you want, you can't actually search for it. It doesn't exist. You have to go to sales centers, and there's no impartial sort of guidance for that. So that's one of the focuses of the platform. Gotcha.
Well, Anna, we appreciate it. Y'all go holler at Anna on the socials, at Anna_analytics_ on Instagram, at Anna_analytics. Anna, we appreciate your time. Appreciate you coming on and sharing your story. And, man, we look forward to seeing you very soon.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Wishing you a great day.